Hello gamers, Pet here. Welcome to a first look at a game called RimWorld. It's a bit funny because recently I just purchased a new PC and I can play Witcher 3 in full at 60 FPS, full HD, everything at maximum, and yet I'm here playing this game. And my time is less than before because I work, and during my free time I choose to play this. And over the past 3 days I've been playing RimWorld. I've been experimenting stuff, learning the game, and I'm having a blast actually, so that's why I decided to make a first look. Now the game has been out for some time, but it just recently came to Steam Early Access, and that's how I actually found about this game. I was like, what's this? Well, RimWorld is kind of how to put it, a colony simulator. I mean, it's staying, you can read it right here by Tinian Sylvester, something like that. I mean, it's a dude that work at Irrational Games. I think he worked on BioShock Infinite, a game that I didn't really enjoy. Not that it's his fault, I'm just saying. And he actually wrote a book about game design too, which I do want to check it out because I'm interested in game design. And anyway, I've been playing this game and I've been enjoying it a lot. So let's have a look. I will make a proper review once the game will come out. Probably I will make a proper review. I will have to see. But anyway, basically, as I've said, it's a new colony simulator where you will have some dudes, and those dudes have skills, and you will be able to give them tasks. You don't control them directly, but you can tell them to prioritize this, and then he will do that. But they will have needs, they will have health, and the system is pretty complex. And I'm having as I've said, this is like the third time, I'm having a lot of fun, but I still want some other stuff to be improved, which is, my personal choice. And we will see how this game is going to be improved because, as I've said, it's still in early access. Now, there are 3 scenarios right now. There are some in the Steam Workshop. I guess I haven't checked it out. I only checked out some mods which actually are active. Not this one. Where are the mods? Mods here. I have some new hairs for the people, floor tools, some new floor tiles, and the work tab, which enhances the work tab that you will see later. So basically, you have this scenario that's called Crash Landed, and this is the thing with the game. It's not medieval. It's not. You came from this ship. I'm guessing that it's this ship. You just collapsed, and now you are randomly on this new randomly generated planet. And there you will do some stuff. It's basically a mixture of Prison Architect with Dwarf Fortress. Anyway, something like that. Anyway, you have this scenario where you start with 3 people, and you have those stuff. You can be as a rich explorer, and you will basically start with 1 dude and also a random pet. And you also have a lost tribe where you have 5 people. But they are kind of Neolithic, they are kind of primitive, they only have some, like a wooden club or wooden spear. Kind of the same, at least with this scenario you start with a survival rifle and a pistol. So anyway, let's start with this one, let's say. Now you have an AI storyteller, you can choose out of 3. This dude is just pure random. Cassandra creates a story Cassandra creates story events on unsteadily increased curves of challenging and tension. Phoebe gives lots of time between disasters to relax and building your colony, but beware, if she's set at a high challenge scale, she will hit hard as anyone. And this is your difficulty level. So let's choose this one, for example. This is the seed and the size of the world. And then it's going to generate the world, and now you are going to set up where do you want to start, basically. From what I see, you can't really travel between the zones, so you just pick something, and then you will only play on that area, and that's it. I think. What matters, actually, is how close you are from this. This is a faction, the Red Arrows. It's a pirate band, so if I'm close to them, I might get raided by them more often, I guess, something like that. As I said, I'm not an expert in this game. So you see, this is average temperature in winter is minus 8.8, average temperature in summer 20 degrees, and I have limestone, granite, and marble. So you can choose whatever you want. Even advanced, but I know, and select the site, and then these are the dudes that I currently have, right? And I can actually randomize them if but that's the thing, you can't really, from what I know, you can't really put points. I mean, I want more points into medicine, I want less points into animals, and so on. It's just random. So sometimes you might do a good roll and you will be like, I mean, his name is John, even in his hair is like girls. This is from the mod, by the way. But he's incapable of being violent, which means that he won't be able to shoot or do melee. So in case that I'm being attacked, I won't be able to use this guy. So this is something to look for, because I did at one point, I did had like 3 guys that were incapable of being violent. It was really hard for me to defend my tribe. So you see, there are a couple of skills and also traits. Like for example, this dude is iron wielded, so mental break threshold is minus 18%, because yeah, some dudes might break out mentally and they will just start roaming around, or they might just go berserk and so on. And these are the skills basically. So shooting, melee, social is like negotiating, convincing, manipulating, leading, and cheering up others. Animals, taming, training, managing, and controlling animals. This is also really useful to have. Medicine is like treating wounds and diseases and doing surgery, because yes, there is a complex system with health, and then you'll be able to chop up legs and put up an implant and stuff like that in case. Cooking, construction, growing, when you grow plants, mining, artistic, you can actually craft various statues out of wood or whatever, and then you can sell them to other stuff or other people that come to trade with you. Crafting and research. So for the purpose of this video, we will just let's hit 57. This dude is growing 15. That's a lot actually. Oh, and this fire, this fire icon, it means how much passion this dude has. I mean, this dude has burning passion for cooking, so he will level up much faster, like 150% faster, while normally it's just 33%, and a small fire is just 100%. So that's something that you want to take into consideration. So if you click start, the map is going to be generated, and we will immediately be taken into the game soon, hopefully. So that's it. The 3 of you awake in your cryo sleep, sarcophagus to sound the science, ripping metal, blah blah blah, and then bam, you are here. And this is you. And look, we even got a dog whose name is Baba. And training, he's not being trained. So one thing that you might want to do from the start is to train him at obedience, and then maybe later you will want to train him at whole. And the way training works is like every day you only have one try to train him. So in order for him to be obedient, you just need to be successfully once. If you want him to howl items, you mean transporting items between where you need them, you will need 8. One thing that you might want to do is train your animal into rescue, because at one point all my guys were fainted and there was no one to actually hold them back to bed and try to recuperate them. And that was something. And it was just a dog that was eating food by itself, and then everybody knocked out. So yeah, that was fun, right? So as you see, it's looking a little bit like Prison Architect, which is not a problem, because the graphics themselves are doing a fine job, because you can see exactly what people are doing even when you are zoomed out, and that's something that's really important. And as you can see here, we have some compact steel. Steel is important. It's pretty important to look around. Hey, look, some ship chunk that we can deconstruct, and we can get some resources out of that. There are going to be animals. I don't see any animals right now. Oh, here. Look, a raccoon, a tortoise, ostrich, and you can actually tame animals, and then they can be useful to you later. Like for example, tortoise lay eggs. Ostrich, I think they lay eggs, but it's going to take some time. So, for example, what's going to be important is the handle of animals, which this dude has 10, so he will be more successful than others. But at the same time, some animals are going to resist, and there is a small percentage of the animals attacking you, and then you might get knocked out, and you will have to get some other dude to rescue that guy, and then he's going to put him into bed. So these are the stuff that you can do. You can mine whole things, cut plants, harvest, chop wood, and so on. So for example, I can click this, do something like this, and then you see those wood is going to be chopped up. Or you can just click something and then do something like this. We can do a structure, silver, steel, and wood for now. Let's do a structure for wood. Do it like this. And then let's also put a steel door, because, you know, exterior door you might want to be more protected or whatever. Let's also put floors. I'm also using that mod that's adding more floors. Why it's important is because there is the beauty aspect. I mean, you can have a small room and then a small and ugly room, and then they will be unhappy. Like, for example, needs. You see, this dude has extremely good expectations, so his mood is higher. Feeling good, new colony, optimism, right? He also has joy, beauty, comfort, and space. If he's going to go inside, his comfort level is going to go down if he's going to sit in the dark. So you might want to put a torch or a light, and that way it's going to make things prettier. Later you will be able to research... Anyway, later you will be able to research like carpets and make things even more beautiful. So in a way, it's about you mining, taming, getting resources, making food for you, basically, you know, surviving. And then it's about improving your life. And I think the end goal is something like building a ship and you go out into space again. It's a long way until there. For me, at least, because I'm still learning the game, but that's the challenge, right? And in order to make things more hardcore, you will basically get a lot of random events. One random event that was really nasty that I got yesterday, it was like a toxic waste. Everything was toxic, and people who were standing outside too long, the toxicity was starting to build up, and of course you get sick and you die. And I had to force everybody to stay inside, and that event can be between 2 and 10 days. And at one point I was at 6 days inside, and things started to crap up. I wasn't having food. All the animals from outside died, and I prolonged those 6 days even longer, because I actually at one point I started to see that the animals were becoming unconscious, and I just starting to haunt them and then bring back the food, and some people actually had to eat due to that died. And then I basically got attacked, raided, and I couldn't defend myself, and that was it for the colony, right? So in a way, that's nice. So let's put down some floors, wood floor, because that's what you do on the beginning. Oh, never mind, it already exists there. And we put up some furniture, like a wooden bed. Everybody needs a bed to sleep. And then maybe you will want, I'm just showing some things up. Let's put some light there, and you see, well, what are they doing? This dude is wandering, this dude is holding still and for the door, and this dude is also wandering. Why are they wandering? Well, let's see. There are 2 people who can construct stuff, and 2 people who can hold stuff, and then this is something that you will do a lot. Let's see who's our cook. 6 skills, 3, and this 2. But this dude has a burning passion, and this is something that at one point you will want to see who's going to do what, and then you will... this is the basic prioritization, but you can click a button. Again, I'm using a mod here. If you're not using this mod, the button is here, which will display it like this. So everything is neutral at 3. But if you want to be 100% sure that whenever you put something to be mined, you put it at 1, for example, or at 2. You know, you create prioritizations, right? And let's look where the guys are. And now, if I'm going to tell him to mine this, I go to architect, orders, mine. That dude is going to come and mine right now, which is basically Huerta, right? Well, this Jack is also coming because he has a priority of 3 and he doesn't have what else to do. But people should... Oh, never mind. I actually don't have wood, I think. So I can't prioritize this. One thing to notice is when you have an X, it means that the guys will not touch this. And this is why I don't have wood. They can't touch this or the food. So you just press F. And now they actually have food. And that's why that dude actually went... And let's say that they are doing their own things and I want to... Dude, guys, do this. You can right click and then you can make them do that. But right now it's reserved by Boneville. because this Boneville is actually doing this right now. You see, you also can speed up time by pressing 1, 2 or 3, and you see they are building it. And after they are building everything, they will build the floor. Make sure the roof, pardon. They will build the roof, and make sure they are going to do that, because if you don't have a roof, it's going to rain inside and people will not really enjoy this. So let's right click. Oh, I need materials, don't have any more wood. So let's actually cut some more trees. Who's our cutter? Plant cut? No one is cutting. Okay. Hopefully they will be able to do this. Oh, you know, they can. Because as I've said, some people actually have a character where they are incapable of doing dumb things. And I think cutting up wood is something regarded as dumb, I think. Another thing that you want to do at the beginning is you want to set up a stockpile, and you do an area like this, and then you click the stockpile, you see storage, and then you can set up what's going to be stored here. And you might want to have items deteriorate while they're outside. So for example, food, you want to do something, a room for the food, and you can store it inside, right? Another thing that's really important, you know how I told you that I wanted to stop them from getting out because of the toxic waste, of the toxic advent, and I told them to be inside. You can actually create, you see, restrict. This is what their work log, and you can tell them the allowed areas where they can be. For example, under secret they can be whatever they want. Home, they can only be here. Area 1 is an area that I can actually create. Like I can create new area and I will have another area. And if you want to modify that, let's say I only want this house. Expand allowed area, area 1, and I can be like this. And if I go here and I tell them to only be at area 1, they won't be able to leave the house. Same thing with animals. You have animals, where do you want to allow them to be? And you do it exactly like this. What else? Again, I don't want to create this video as a tutorial, more like a first look, and I don't want to go into too many details. Another thing that you want to do pretty early on is, besides creating an area, later you want to create individual rooms for everybody, because they don't like to be, starving. Oh, they don't have food. Shared bedroom, you see, it's really bad for them. So let's actually allow them to see. They immediately came to eat. Who's our shooter? Let's see. Character. This dude can't do melee. Okay, you. Did he took the weapon? No, he took it, but he took it to put it there on the supplier. And now this guy has a weapon. He's still going to do his thing, but if he's actually the hunter, I don't have anyone set up to hunt. Huerta. Can Huerta hunt? Yes, you can hunt. Let's say that we want to hunt what? This pig. This squirrel, because the pig can actually be... You select it and you can tame it or hunt it. And now I think Huerta will just come. You see, it's already shooting it, but you need to be careful because there can be friendly fire or damage when they shoot. Look, it actually caught it. And now this dude the squirrel is going to be here. If you want to, let's say we want to make food. You can go to production and you have this butcher table. Make sure you build a wood one and not a steel one. And later you might want to build it whatever. Okay, and this is going to be built. And then let's say we want to actually make some food. And we're going to you are going to create a fuel stove and not an electric stove. We don't have electricity yet. Again, someone who doesn't start with electricity are the tribal scenario, right? We, however, we do start with electricity. We can create solar panels. We can create a wind turbine. However, the wind turbine needs this area that you can see. The boxes, they need to be cleared so the wind will have proper wind, right? So we need to prepare for that. But the wind turbine is actually really efficient. After that, you want to create some power conduit and then bring it close to your room, and then you can actually create power stuff, like for example, battery. It's something that you might want to consider. And let's see some items that require power. A cooler. You want to get the room cool. Why? Because during summer there is going to be a heat wave, and that's also an event. And then I had people fainting out all over the place because they were because it was too hot, right? You may also want to create a refrigerator room so your meat and your stuff will not spoil. Let's also talk about zone area, grow, and then something that you want to do. You won't be able to hunt forever. You need to grow stuff, and you create a box like this, and then you can select it, and you can plant potato. That's really, really good. Heal root is also very important. That's how you create the basic medicine. That's looking like, not like this. This is more advanced medicine. I don't have that basic medicine, but anyway, you get the idea. It's looking differently. It's a little bit not that great, and you can actually see it. Health. You see, this is the icon. Herbal medicine or worse. I mean, this is you can create it individually for each people. On what medicine they will receive. Like, for example, you have a guy that's not really that great, so you don't want to really hold him alive too long. But then, you see, oh my god, this is so great. This guy has an artery blockage minor. It can be worse later. A torso, a bite scar. No injuries. This is his health. This is the operation. I can add, install a peg leg, install denture, harvest heart, harvest lungs, euthanasia. Never mind. So you see, it's pretty complex on what you can do and how you are going to learn this game, right? Another thing, in order for you to do research, you will need to go to production and create a simple research bench. But this is the catch. Again, as I've said, people are going to do various stuff. They are going to have skills. And if you want, like for example, I can put those to Bonefield, but Bonefield has the research of 0, so he kind of sucks. But Huerta, however, has a skill of 10 at research, and she also has a passion, so that's great. But for example, she might be so busy on doing other tasks that she might never have enough time to do research. So again, you can change the priority, and she will always be there, but then she won't do other stuff. So it's kind of a really nice mixture of you managing the people, the environment, and then trying to survive with raids when people attack you. Something that you might want to take into consideration is the draft. Right now, people are doing whatever they want, but if I draft them, I will be able to control them where to go. All right. So, for example, let's say I draft her and I want to shoot at this squirrel. Let's say the squirrel is the enemy. I can do it like this. She's such a bad shot. Oh, she actually hit the turkey. That's something that you want to be very careful. Okay, so now undraft. This butcher table is still not yet done. Why? Who's our builder? Construct. Let's take Olaf. Okay, no, I don't have materials. I don't have wood. Okay, I need more wood. And that's one of the things, because I do want to show you the butcher part, and then I will create some food, and then I think that will be the end of the video, because as I've said, I will create maybe a tutorial later once I've learned the game some more. Okay, see, now it's building it, and now he might actually, the cook might actually do that, but I'm not sure. But I can right click this. Who's the cook? Cook, it's Huerta. I can right click, or can I? What's happening? Why I can't right click? Oh, never mind. That's why I can't right click, because when you build stuff, you will have this button called bills. And now I can add bill, and I can butcher the creature, and I can tell it how many times, and I will do it forever. And now I can get Huerta, and I can right click, prioritize butchering at the wooden butcher table. And she will immediately come, take this. It's butchering, and now I have meat. Meat is going to be taken there. And let's hunt this turkey, because the turkey, who's the, they are already sleeping, but I don't know. He's going to butcher. Rescue turkey, prioritizes hunting turkey. Don't sleep yet. It's not time for sleep. You will sleep when I end the video. And now I have meat. And now let's do some food. I can cook a simple meal, which only requires 1 ingredient. Fine meal requires 2 ingredients. Lavish, I don't know yet. So let's cook 2. And then prioritize cooking. And bam. And look, I created food. And then you know, you will have this mixture of stuff, and then they will do stuff by themselves, but you will still need to manage them on doing various stuff and so on, right? Research. Stone cutting will allow you to cut the stone and then you will be able to create buildings not out of wood but out of stone. Outdoors is something, it's a kind of door that's really fast, but it requires electricity and it will not stop people down. Pemmican, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's a type of food. It requires 2 ingredients, if I remember correctly, but it will not spoil. It will be available for like 1 year before it will spoil. Devil's Strand is also something that you might want to research really early on, but keep in mind that it's a new type of mushroom that you select over here when you are growing stuff, but it requires a minimum skill of 10. And it's also a really long time until it grows. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that food actually, you can click the eye here. The nutrition is 0.05. Food have various nutrition levels, and that's something you need to take into consideration, because if people are not really that, they don't have nutrients, they might get sick and they might die. So it's really great. It's really great. Now, something that I will really want for the game to be improved, I want something like a better animal management. Like you can have chickens. I'd never had chickens, and the chickens can lay eggs and they can multiply because they will have fertilized eggs. Same thing with dogs. At one point I started with 2 dogs, huskies I think, male and female, and they actually made a puppy. But let's go back to the chickens. I want to create some areas, like some special buildings for the chicken. I can see the chickens there. I can see them making eggs daily, or there is an area on how often they lay eggs, and then something like that. It's not really like that. You can select them, the area where they will be, but then they will be kind of independent somehow. I want a more management on chickens and more management on animals. I want to have cows and other animals like that, which some weird animals exist because again we are on an alien planet, but again you just tame them and they will just roam around doing their thing, and hopefully you will get an egg. At least this is the impression I got right now. And also there is no fishing. I want to fish. So yeah, I mean, let's actually try to load, I don't know, this one, because I'm a bit more advanced. But I think it's kind of done because some people died, and I want to start over yet again. It's really annoying when you have your guy and you got attached by into him and he dies, right? You see, I have various stuff here. I mean, they even don't have time to to get this down, but I do have electricity. I think this is what happened, or is it? I had like a huge fire. There was thunderstorm with huge fires, and this whole area burned out, and I had to build them again. You see, that's why I don't really have electricity yet. So probably that's why they require fuel. So yeah, they build it. Yeah, it's really right after the fuel. But yeah, this dude died basically, and I was like, holy shit, no, this guy died. And this guy, I think it was the guy that I captured. You can, when you get raided by people, you can actually, sometimes they get a fatal shot and they die, but you can actually get them if they get unconscious, and this is a prisoner bed, and I can put them and hold them in the prison. I can treat them, I can kill them, I can release them, or I can try to talk with them to get them into my base to be. And this is a dude that it took me a long time to actually convert him. See, this is the apparel, the clothes that he has, and you will be able to create various clothes. Some are good for winter, some are good for summer. Like the cowboy hat is good for summer because you get less shade, you get less sun on your face, and stuff like that. Insulted too. I had 2 guys that started fighting because they got insulted, and you see they are basically they need to be rescued. Why? What happened? I can tell this dude prioritize rescue Diana. Needs character, hideous environment, she's sick, and the health is asthma, right shoulder infection extreme. That's why they got infected. And I think it all started with a pack of alpha beavers that came out, a lot of them, and they will eat all the wood that you have. And I told them, okay guys, go hunt, and my guys basically got knocked out. And something that I've learned is that you really want to have bows or weapons for your hunters, because if they are melee, they will immediately start receiving damage when they do melee, and they can get easily knocked out. But my problem was that no one actually had good shooting skills. You see, maybe this guy, but this guy is new. No really good skills. So anyway, this is my base right now. There is something weird that's happening here, and I'm not sure what. I got a message telling something about ancient something, and I can't really destroy this this area. At one point, on my first game, I saw some area, and I clicked into the mountains, I mined, and I found a big room with some cryogenic beds or something, and I basically got some people out of the cryogenic beds, and they were like, "You're roaming around," like weird. I also got pods with people coming from space, and I can save them, or I can get them as prisoner. And every time I was saving them and I was treating them or giving them medicine, they were just walking away. Like, what the hell? And then I decided to just keep them prisoner and then try to convert them, because I can't really convert people that are, you know, guests. And there is a mod actually where you can actually talk with people that are you will get various visitors. And with this mod, you can actually look. It's a heat wave, and people are basically going to. And I don't have power yet to. You see on this side, it's outdoors. It's 29 degrees, indoors 26, and 27. It's bad because I don't actually have wood here to generate electricity to use this power, this cooler where I can set up how hot it and or how cold it's going to be. So anyway, this is RimWorld, a game that I've enjoyed a lot, and I want to play it some more actually. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you found this video useful. I know if you did, you know, give a like or whatever. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Goodbye.